Hello, 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 hello. All right, no more shenanigans. Dr. Patel, my apologies. Let's get straight to business, okay? No more messing around. All right, appreciate you guys. We're going to get straight to business here. Okay, let me think very quickly to say how do I say this in the least amount of words? Hold on. Okay, got it. All right, so check this out. Very quickly, I'm going to do a quick summary with these slides. This deck was created before Clover Health went public in terms of getting into the public stock market. Now, they anticipated that they're going to have 28 million lives under management in 2030. Now, obviously, this number is skewed because 64% of that, I believe, 28 million is actually coming from direct contracting, which we know was a failed business. Okay. So about 36% of that 28 million would give you 28 times 0.36 would give you about 10 million. Now, again, I don't think they're going to hit 10 million customers for what you call it, Medicare Advantage members, because I see in 2023 we were supposed to be at 1.7 billion, I think, from Medicare Advantage, and we're at that now. So what is that? 2 years. So I would say by 2032, 2033, we could be at 10 million lives. Okay. Now, again, I need more data for that. But again, I'm just giving you some stuff that I'm looking at. Okay. Now, let's see. So there's that. If you look at the overall, what Clover Health anticipated for their growth was 37%. And this was back from 2018 to 2020. And if you don't see this now, what they've said now, finally, this year in 2025, they said that they're going to be growing their CAGR by 37%. So what Clover Health said back in 2020 is basically what they're doing now. Okay. Now, remember, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Counterpart and Humana partnership. I just want to go ahead and just kind of briefly talk about this because this is important. Okay. Now, okay. As you can see right now, because I'm okay, let me just kind of do a TLDR. I think in the next 5 to 10 years, Clover might get rid of the Medicare Advantage business. Okay. Now I've been trying to hold this back. But I need more data, right? And this is why I'm showing you this. Okay. All right. So if you look at the adjusted EBITDA margin, in Q1 2020, they're at 89%, and they are projecting to be around 79%. Obviously, this didn't happen. You had COVID, and MCR went up to 109%. But again, I like to dig deeper. Okay. Now, this is actually a misrepresentation. Andrew, I'm going to go ahead and pick at you right now. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But, Q1 2020 usually has Q1 in general has the best MCR. And then it goes up after that with Q4 being the highest. And we could go ahead and analyze that in that regards. But again, it's not, I would say, a good graph, right? So that's my critique there. But we are now in the 79% region for MCR. What else? Our best in class growth. Okay, now check this out. New members are actually unprofitable 1 year, year one loss. But returning members, they are profitable with a medical cost ratio of anywhere between 70 to 85%. And actually, we are starting to see 76, 77% MCR. So we are seeing Clover Health's thesis finally start playing out. Okay. Now, of course, this is where they start originally, and this is just limited visibility into health profiles, which is why Peter said that the customers that they're getting now are switchers, which they have medical data. Now, again, this basically shows you the projection of what the future MCR is going to be, and we're starting to see that Clover's finally getting to their promise. Okay. Now, this is interesting to see here. They think that they're going to go ahead and get to that 30% plus growth, which will be good when we calculate the intrinsic value. Here's the Clover Assistant returning members go from 89 to less than 75% and that's the long-term target. And what basically is happening now is we are starting to see that MCR. I can show you the graph, but I mean that's just in the process of time. It is getting to this, right? It's 77 now, I think. But and here's your membership growth. Okay, what else? Okay, now here's the bad part. In 2018 and 2019, the medical cost ratio for Clover was actually 97.4%, and it went up in 2019, okay, to a point where Clover star ratings went down from 3.5 stars to 3 stars, which is why I wasn't surprised that we would drop to 3 stars when it happened in 2021 and 2022, right? And I briefly talked about this in a video from many videos that I've created about this, right? So in 2018, 2019, what ended up happening is, well, actually in 2015 as well, and 16, they tried to grow more than what they could afford, right? And they made the same mistake that they made in 2022 and 2021, which is why when they cut the ACO line of the business, I said, okay, I like what management is doing now. They're trying to pivot. But if they kept that on, I would have started shorting the stock, right? So with that, I like to look at management, and I like to look at management's history, right? And you could see that Vivek was not, he didn't run the company in a way that Andrew Toy is basically running it, okay? And we could spend more time on this to look at a company's past. And again, this is before they started being publicly traded. So you really have to dig to find this information, okay? Now, very quickly, just to dig a little deeper, Clover Health back in 2018, this article was published. It said that 425 million, Clover got 425 million to disrupt healthcare insurance. Now, again, guess what? We bought Clover at around $1, right? Not a lot of people, sadly, just us that have averaged down, right? So we bought at the same prices that people bought in 2018, okay? Now, here's the thing. But unfortunately, so far, it upsets customers in missed numbers. Now, I'm going to go ahead and summarize this article for you. Actually, you know what? Let me just give you, let me just give you the meat, okay? Okay. First off, for folks that don't, maybe you guys know because you guys get your blood test, no? There's something called LabCorp, okay? And it's a place where, we send our patients to get blood tests, right? And this is interesting because what ended up happening is, let me just go ahead and read you the thing. Clover Health delayed paying bills for lab tests for senior citizens members as it tried to get leverage over labs so it can collect data. You see, Clover was in the data collection period in 2018. Despite a $1.2 billion valuation, Clover was losing money at that point. And there it is here. But Clover, so here it is. Let's see what's a good starting point. That's fine. In the summer of 2015, senior citizens who have signed up for fledgling insurance plan called Clover, fledgling, what the hell is it? I don't even use that word, started receiving unexpected medical bills for blood work, right? Most were living on fixed incomes in New Jersey, the only state where Clover, a venture-backed startup based in San Francisco, was available. As the Medicare Advantage plan, Clover makes most of its money from the federal government, which covers the bulk of the insurance cost for people at the age of 65. Yada, yada, yada. We already know this, right? So members expected the Clover plan to essentially cover the clinical lab tests, even if the providers were out of network because of the PPO. But Clover was playing a different game, one which would put patients in a bad situation, unfortunately. Before Clover would make payments, it first wanted patients' data from the country's biggest lab testing providers, LabCorp and Quest Diagnostics. I think I've used Quest. I use both, right? So according to two people familiar with the matter who asked not to be named because of the information they provided was confidential, well, that's not good. The data would help Clover develop the predictive analytic technology that we know as now the Clover Assistant and Counterpart Health that was supposed to help patients and keep costs low, and was the big reason why venture capitalists plowed off $425 million. Okay. So, what ended up happening is Clover said, we won't pay. We need the data first. And what LabCorp did is they ended up basically sending all the bills to the patients. And the patients were like, well, what the hell was that? And they started calling Clover and complaining, why aren't you paying for this? And what they try to do is they try to pin it, right? And so CMS received complaint about the unpaid claims from Quest in 2016, which was resolved when Clover told the member not to pay, right? So Clover eventually paid its bills to the labs after learning the full extent of the situation, and it negotiated in-network contracts and data sharing deals with both Quest and LabCorp by the end of 2015. Internally, the company views the incident as a gamble that paid off. Okay. So basically I'm a long-term investor. I've done all this due diligence. I'm just trying to basically make a little quick video because people are going to be watching this video. And I just want to basically set the roadmap for folks to see kind of the tracking along. Because all that people see now is they see this, a potential deal with maybe Humana. But we need to understand how we got to this level. How did we get here? And it's because itemizations that were done in 2015, it essentially showed that, they were trying to get the data to train the model, right? Andrew Toy came in 2018. In fact, Clover tried to bring a lot of people, like the former chief operating officer from Airbnb. They brought this lady on who I've studied and researched, right? And if you look at her experience, she was the chief operating officer in Clover back in 2017. Okay. And here she was in Airbnb. Then you have the former, he's not the former founder, but he was, I believe, the former chief operating officer, and he had a little bit, he was pretty involved with the company, but he ended up leaving on good terms, right? And then you have obviously, Chris, who was the co-founder. So, you got to understand the history of the company, even if it's privately traded. You also have to understand the bad parts, right? So in May 26, 2016, Clover was fined $106,000 from the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid. And since then, they've been basically learning how to operate as an insurance company. Okay. All right. And then what ended up happening is Andrew came in 2018, and they were known as the InsurTech startup. And what they did is they laid off 25% of staff. And what they did is that's when they brought Kevin, right? Kevin came online to Clover Health, who's now representing Counterpart, right? And they brought in all these engineers, right? And they were basically trying to fix the issue because we had a problem with Clover before it was publicly traded. And again, you guys know I have a background in coding, right? So what they did is, unfortunately, for its predictive analytics, they had the inverse of the code, which then what ended up happening was if a patient was healthy, the AI would actually say, you should call the healthy patient over the sick patient. They had it in reverse. So they cleaned up shop and they cleaned everything. And something interesting happened. Something interesting happened in 2018, 2019. Something happened because the MCR went from 97% to 98%, right? And then all of a sudden, the MCR started to go down for returning members at 82%, right? Returning members dropped their MCR significantly, right? And the battle is it the representation of home health and ancillary areas that help lower MCR, or is it that they have an AI platform, which obviously you've seen them fight LabCorp and all trying to get the data to essentially be able to have the software. Now, my biggest takeaway, regardless of what we found today with Counterpart and everything, is can Clover be able to grow outside of New Jersey, okay, outside of the reaches of CarePoint, okay, which they've shown us in Georgia, right, and all that. But the other one is, can Counterpart be successful outside of New Jersey? These questions must be answered. There's a lot of hiccups in this company, and this company's dropped in CMS star ratings from 3.5 stars to 3 stars happened not only in the early 2020s, like 2022 was it or whatever, or 2022, 2023, but they also dropped in star ratings from 3.5 stars to 3 stars back in, I believe, in 2015, 2016. So they dropped in stars before, okay? So, you know, this is something that you need to look at in terms of management, but obviously management's changed, okay? All right. So, if you read the, again, I say this all the time, but again, you know, we try to be educational here, man. So I get it, man. Okay. So here's Andrew Toy, right? And you see that there is selling. This is automatic. Okay. It's you know, you could, look at the file codes and it'll tell you, but this is for restricted stock units. Okay. And it says withheld to cover tax obligations. Okay. Well, you can't see the comment. See, it's for taxes, right? It's for taxes. Again, this happens every time someone else comments about this, and you know, I'll just repeat myself, but it's you know, it is what it is. You know, people don't know, and that's the whole point of this channel, is to help retail investors thrive in a world that, you know, wants them to work 9 to 5. Okay, so all right, so there it is. Okay, so now that we understand the background of Clover, now let's move forward. Okay, so something happened today. Okay, something happened. Okay. If you look at the subdomain of Counterpart, we look at these agent and accounts that have been created. So we're going to zoom in here. You can see, before we even get to this, let's just first off do some little elementary school learning. STG stands for staging. It's pretty much near production copy used for final testing before go live. QA is quality assurance, a test environment, right? Where QA engineers run test plans, file tickets. You have demo, mirror, okay, right? So let's go. Now we understand this, right? So let's go ahead and now look. Let's open up a tab here and let's just look at this. All right. So I don't really see anything that is. Oh, here's Duke. Okay. So we have an agent.metric Duke, agent.metrics STG. So we have Duke. Now here's the thing. Is Duke working with Clover? So is Duke, you know, University working with Clover? Okay, so here's Clover Health. Counterpart Health deploys Counterpart Assistant with leading accountable care. And it says here it's in the Duke Connected Care System. So yes, where the hell did it go? Where's Duke? Here it is. You have the normal one here. Normal one, STG, Duke. Okay, now Humana. They have not announced it for Humana, but it looks like the same as Duke. Okay. How the hell am I muted? Am I muted? I'm not muted, right? Normal equals prod. Okay. Well, I mean, again, guys, listen. I don't see a prod for Duke, though. Is there a prod for Duke? Because they've deployed it for Duke, and I don't really see that, right? Okay, I'm good. Thank you, B-Rod. All right, good. So, okay, what else? Oh man, I get lost in this thing. Where the hell is it? All right, here's Humana. So again, we'll go back to that. All right, look, Iowa Clinic is here. Okay, now let's go ahead and guys, this is not bullshit, right? So if we go ahead here and if we move here and we type in Iowa Clinic and do Clover, you can look at here. Iowa Clinic signs multi-year agreement with Counterpart Health to deploy proven AI technology to hundreds of providers across the Midwest. Holy shit. Okay, so there's Iowa Clinic. So we got Iowa Clinic. There's SIH. What does SIH stand for? Right? Let's see. I already know the answer, right? But here's this one. Counterpart signs multi-deal agreement with SIH, Southern Illinois Healthcare, right? So you could see that this is reliable here. Another one is Summit Health. Now, why is Summit Health? Andrew Torrey is probably like, God freaking A, Albert. What are you doing, Al? You're stealing my juice. Okay, so 340 medical practices in New Jersey. This is a huge practice, guys, right? So they have it with that too. There's obviously other things here that we probably haven't found, but the big thing is here, there is some form, there is some form of I'm just going to click on these here, right? There's some form of connection. I know where it's at. There's some form of connection. Okay. They're not basically saying it, but they did say, Peter, in one of those analyst things, that the pipeline is strong and they have national players. Well, Humana's one. Okay. What else? So there's that. We did this. We talked about this. Okay. Now let's do a quick evaluation. Okay. So let's whip out, oh man. Hold on. One moment. Let's whip out this and let's put this here. Let's whip out the software and let's put Humana here. No. Let's put yeah. What am I doing? Let's put Humana. Humana had $117 billion, 117.76, whatever, 117 billion. So if we take 117 billion, now again, Clover Health is advertising a reduction of 1,500 basis points, which is equivalent to 15%. I'm going to be humble and I'm going to say it's going to be 10%. Now, again, I don't know if it's the 117 billion is going to go all over Humana's, all this is going to be Humana, 117 is going to be Medicare Advantage. Again, I don't know that. I need to look a little deeper. Let's just ask the question. So Humana made $117 billion in fiscal year 2024. How much of that was from Medicare Advantage? Let me just ask the question here. I'm curious. Yeah. So let me go ahead and, so in terms of credit, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I did I give credit to the wrong person? Did I give credit? I even followed the person too. Was it this individual here? I think I gave credit to the right person, didn't I? Or did I not give credit to the right person? Right? So I don't know. Correct me. Are you saying that he didn't? Are you saying that this guy didn't do it? I think he did. Right? But if I could be wrong, I think he did. He was calling this out a mile away. Okay, so all right, let me see. Let's focus on the research here before I lose my train of thought here. Okay, yeah, let's do the analysis. Okay, so yes, we're asking GPT here. Okay, so let's see what's going on.
Humana reported total FY 2025 revenue of approximately $117 billion, with a breakdown for its Medicare Advantage, MA, and related lines as follows. Full year figures via 3Q and 4Q disclosures. Sec.gov plus 11. So out of $117 billion in total revenue, roughly $74.8 billion, 64%, was generated from Medicare Advantage and related Medicare products.
Wait a minute. Okay, fine. 64% was generated from Medicare Advantage, but what about the other percentage? Where's that money coming from? Hold on, this could be wrong, so I want to make sure. I mean, I'd rather use a smaller number, but let me just double check. Non-Medicare Advantage, commercial, Medicaid. Okay, that's fine. We'll just use a lower number. That's fine. So 74 billion. That's fine. So we're going to use 74 billion. Now again, okay, so 75 is MA. Okay, we'll use 75. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Okay. Now again, 75 is MA. Okay. Now what do you want to use? 10% reduction or 15% reduction? Clover Health is advertising 15%. For the conservative, can we say 10%? Can we say 1,000 basis points instead of 1,500 basis points? People don't know what I'm talking about. Let me show you. It could be this one. Maybe. What am I doing? I know exactly where it is. I'm acting like I've never been on this website. Nope, wrong one. What am I doing? Right here, right here. It's like I've never been on this website before. All right, let me see. I'm clicking around like a hoo-ha here. I could have sworn, isn't? Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. Okay. All right, there it is. I tried searching for 700. Oh, won't let. Oh, it's not control find. You can't. It's not recognized as a text. That's why I was able to find it. Whatever's. Nah, I guess not this one. This was because that's an image. All right. So all right, listen, guys. Year 1, nothing. Year 2, 700 basis points. Year 3, together, 1,500 basis points. 700 basis points. Year 2, 800 basis points. As what BRAD is doing. I had it. I had it. It was there. No text. Exactly. So yeah, so instead of 15%, we'll just use 10%. Let's just be humble with our calculation, okay? Later on, when the price goes up to that, we'll use that. So okay, so here's so we're gonna take 10, right? So we'll do the math. 75 times 0.1 is equal to come on, we had it 7.5. So that means Clover can save every year. Clover can save Humana 7.5 billion. Okay. Now here's the tricky part. Their insurance is going to end up growing, right, in terms of their revenues, right? Because if you look at right now, they have 117 billion, but look at United. United's 400 billion, right? So that's why I told you guys you need the data, right? This data is important, right? So this is going to continue getting higher and higher and higher. But okay, fine, 7.5%. Now this is what I think, and I think I'm getting there, right? How much of that is Clover going to do? Are they going to do a PMPM model or are they going to do a shared savings model? I think for this one, it's going to be shared savings. I think they're going to share save about 20%. I think it's going to be 20%. Okay, I'm just putting here for 10% just to make it easy, right? So let me restart. Humana's Medicare Advantage revenue. So I'm just going to say Hum MA Rev. Lots of abbreviations. Hum MA Rev. What am I? Humana MA revenue 75 billion, 10% reduction of MCR. Okay, that's about 7.5 billion. Clover takes 20%. So to do that, you just do 7.5 times 0.20 equals 1.5. So that means Clover can make $1.5 billion off of this deal. And again, that's not Duke. That's not Southern Illinois. That's not all the other healthcare providers out there. We're just focusing on Humana here. Okay. And so that's about 1.5 billion. But the problem is this is a SaaS, which means that it has it's worth more than your insurance business. Okay. So we're going to have a couple of scenarios here. Okay. We're going to have a bull case, base case, and bear case. Then we're going to have an extra bull case. Okay. Palantir's price to sales right now is 104. If we take 20% of Palantir's price to sales, we get 20.8x. Okay. Bull case will be 10x. Base case will be 6.7x, which is on average what the SaaS is. And 5x is bear. All you got to do now is take 5 times 1.5 equals 7.5. You multiply that by the market cap. You got so $7.5 billion market cap. You got a $15 stock price for the bear case. And again, that's just for Clover, right? That is just for Clover. Okay. That is just for Clover. I'm sorry. What am I saying? That is just for Humana. That is just for Humana. Okay. All right. Now, 6.7. We do this one now times 1.5. It's bugging out, so I'll just do it manually. That's about 10.05 multiplied by 2. That's a $20.10 stock. Okay. Now we'll do the bull case. That's 10 times 1.5. That's 15. 15. Multiply that by 2. $30 stock price. Okay. Now, this is how I think is going to play out. Okay. I think we're going to go anywhere between the bull case and the extra bull case. Okay. Now, the reason why I think it's the extra bull case is, remember, this is just Humana. This is just Humana. We still got Southern Illinois. We still got across the Midwest with a multi-year deal with Iowa Clinic. We still got Duke. There's a lot of places, right? And we still got the MA business, right? So with that, I don't think we're going to be at Palantir's 104 craziness price to sales. That's insane. We could do that. This is like delusional case. I don't think that'll ever be the case, but maybe in the future. That's like a $300 price. That's a $300 stock price. That's delusional right now, right? But 20% of 104 is equivalent to 20.8x price to sales. I think that that is, I think that is based off of other avenue that could be reasonable. So 20.8, obviously I'm going to go for more for the bull, but I think this is reasonable. 20.8 multiplied by 1.5. You got 31.2, multiply that by 2. You get 62.4. I don't know why sometimes it works and doesn't, right? So $60 stock price. Okay. So are you starting to see kind of what this means? And the market's sleeping on it. Just like we found out that Clover went up to 4 stars when I was in Kentucky. I think we may have found something here. Okay. So this is a big deal. Okay, guys, big deal. Very, 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 very big deal. Okay, big deal. Shout out to B-Rob, right, for pointing this to my attention. This is a big deal. And let me show you something, right? Oh, hey, I appreciate you, Eric. Love you, man. Sorry if I'm missing all of the messages here. I'm sorry. I haven't had food today, so I'm a little dizzy. Hey, what's going on? Michelle's in the house. Hey, sorry, Michelle. I just noticed you. That's like, okay, yeah. All right, so yeah, exactly. That's what happens when you have a SaaS. All right, so now I'm going to stop the sharing of the screen, and now I'm going to share the audio version here. Now, what I want us to pay attention to is this is, remember when they were talking about CKD, and it's almost like Humana's investor relationship page. It almost sounded like Clover Health's white papers. And I was, I was hesitant, and I talked about it on YouTube, but I was hesitant to, be happy, right? I was like, I need more data. But now that I'm seeing this, I'm like, well, and then I see this video here, right? I see this video. Let's play it. Let's turn up the volume. So I don't know how this works. There it is right here. Okay, so let's play.
Trends continue, and I don't think we haven't talked about the demo.
We can talk about the demo. What demo? What demo? These demos here. Let me show you. This demo right here. Demo. Humana. Counterpart. Demo. Demo. Let's keep listening. Let's start it over again.
Trends continue, and I don't think we haven't talked about the demo and how we did that yet, have we?
No. Everyone's telling him no, and then watch this guy.
We should stay away from it. Yeah.
He's like, no, shut the hell up. Let's repeat it again.
About the demo and how we did that yet, have we?
We should stay away from it. Yeah.
Sorry, I would, but
He's like, I would, but this guy. First off, I need help. I don't know a lot of these people. who the hell is this guy and who the hell is this guy? All right. For folks in Lifetime, help me out here. Who the hell is this guy and who the hell is this guy? Right. And again, shout out to also our Lifetime members. Again, we have a lot of smart people. This gentleman here, he was curious about the timeline domain list, so he mapped out new customers' ping scans, and he found that these customers have accessed it here. So this fits the budget pretty well, guys. All right. Freaking Andrew. Andrew's gonna now have to steal. You know what we should have done, guys? We should have stayed quiet. And we shouldn't have released this information. And we should have just looked at it quietly, right? And just kept it internal, right? And what we should have done is just kept it internally and then watch them put all their partnerships here. And we could just sit back. We could just sit back. But honestly, hey, Andrew, honestly, Andrew, you gotta, can you, we shouldn't have to, maybe we're a little aggressive. We didn't give you time, but we shouldn't have to do this, right? You should give us some news, give us something, man. Right? I got the CIA, on your ass right now, right? I got the whole central, Al Stock Trades Intelligence Agency, right? Right. Honestly, though, yeah, I know. Toy should be paying me and CLOV PR, right? I'm out of town. He's starving. I know, right? Exactly. I'm starving, right? I haven't eaten. He's like, I'm out. This is Michelle. Yeah, Michelle's in California. She's watching me from California. She said, I'm out of town, and I'm starving, man. I ain't eat today, but it's okay. It's fine. I can lose some weight, right? No, it's because I was busy, guys. I did a lot of cases today. I did a lot. Today was good, man. Today was good, man. I can do pairs with my eyes closed, but I won't close my eyes, right? Yeah. All right, good. All right, so all right, so let's see. Let's go back though. Let's listen to that video again. Okay, let's go back.
Trends continue, and I don't.
Who's this guy and who the hell is this guy? Someone tell me who the hell is these few people? Figure it out. All right, this guy's telling him no. Who the hell is this guy? Let me see. CEO of Humana. This guy is the CEO of Humana. His name is Jim. Mr. Jim. All right, B-Rad. I know this guy. This guy is Jim Rectecton. He's a CEO. He assumed the role in 2024. This guy wants to say something. Aha. See? I love the Lifetime Access members. Yes, he's the CEO. I agree. Question is, who the hell is this guy? Jim from The Office? Right? Who's this guy? Because this guy wants to say something, but the CEO is quiet. See, what does this tell you? Let's see.
Trends continue, and I don't think we haven't talked about the demo and how we did that yet, have we?
We haven't.
No,
I think we
so,
should stay away
yeah,
from it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I would, but trend.
They pretty much told the guy to shut the hell up. Okay, that's what this guy is. This guy pretty much spilled the beans a little bit here. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully, he doesn't get fired. Anna, he didn't spill anything. We're putting everything together. We're not idiots. So let me see this guy. Let's see. Holy crap! I got some connections with this guy. Nice. All right. We got connections with you. What do? You're the president of the insurance segment. Interesting. President of the insurance segment. It's cool. We got some shared connections, eh? All right. Let's see. What do you do? He's the president of Medicare. 21 years he's been in the game. Penn State. Our former chief medical officer now became the CEO of Hershey Milton Hospital. Shout out to Banner for helping the guy get into this position. That's pretty cool. Banner's in Arizona, where I go to med school. U of A. You know, guys, we also have people from Humana. And I think this president of the insurance segment reached out also to the guy who runs our Medicare Advantage. You see, this guy wanted to say something. Let's watch it again.
Trends continue. And I don't think we haven't talked about the demo and how we did that yet, have we?
No, and I think we
so,
should stay away
yeah,
from it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
You see what he said? He said, stay away from that. Let's repeat that again.
how we did that yet, have we?
No, and I think we
so,
should stay away
yeah,
from it.
yeah.
Let's stay away from that. He said, let's stay away from that.
No, and I think we
so,
should stay away
yeah,
from it.
yeah.
No, 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 no. Don't order me food. I have chicken. I have chicken cooking. I just made chicken. No, no, no. Don't order me food, please. Don't order me food. Michelle, can you I'm a grown adult. I got chicken cooking in the air fryer. It's okay. I'm okay. You don't have to give me man, making me look like a big baby here. All right.
Again, guys, that's often working white. I'm really concerned demo. Make it canceled.
Yeah, you see, I need to find a Michelle. I know Michelle's so nice, dude. They're gonna order me food. Let's see. Yeah, we've been together for 10 years, guys. Maybe 11 years now. Fuck. Time goes by fast. Yeah, man, honestly, I'm afraid the demo who knows, man? Maybe this might make Clover not look good. And maybe we should have. The thing is, Gun Show posted it first, and I saw it from Gun Show. And then, so if something happens, blame Gun Show, okay? Gun Show, this is your fault. I saw your post, and I said, you know what? I'm going to make a post too. Yeah. It's likely under an NDA. So I don't know. Maybe, right? Maybe they might see this on Twitter and they might say, what the frick? We can't do this. It's too much. The thing is, they can get mad at Clover and they can say, well, why is your subdomains available like this? But the problem is I don't know. Again, I don't know. But I think they're lying. I think they're beyond demo. Because if you look at Humana, their Q1 2025 was too good to be true. It almost looked like they were using Counterpart Health way before that. And I think that may be the case. Right? I think that may be the case. So I don't know. Could they have already used it? They've seen it worked. So Q1, that's fine. You know, it works. And because it doesn't make sense. Their Humana is MCR in Q1 was better than I expect, which is why I didn't get trashed on this year as much as United. The thing is why didn't they use code names? And maybe they did it on purpose. Because, again, I'm thinking out loud here. Because, all right, fine. Who cares? Whatever. We know now, right? It's public information. Kevin says they can't afford to walk away from huge savings. I agree. But this is an opportunity for Humana to overtake United in terms of MA because they're struggling, right? And other competitors as well. So, like, now they're going to probably want to use Clover more than ever because if they cancel the deal, well, then United is watching. They're like, whoa, wait, what? We've made a deal with this. So they might nail a naked deal. Let me rewatch this again. Okay.
Continue. And I don't think we haven't talked about the demo and how we bid that yet, have we?
No, and I
No,
think we
so,
should stay away
yeah,
from it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about it yet. Stay away from that.
Sorry, I would, but
He wants to talk about it, but he does not. Interesting. Was it Kenton? Is that the Rapella guy? This guy? Because that's who I see. Can someone listen? How about this? Somebody message me, whoever found this in the Discord, and I want to personally thank him. Okay? All right? Because I don't know where this guy is. You don't see him tagged here. Yeah. Okay, I'm looking. I appreciate you, Michelle. So, yeah, I mean, that's it, guys. That's pretty much it. Weird, isn't it? Weird, man. This is some weird shit, guys. Honestly, we got we're like, it's like I feel like I'm playing a video game, dude. Like, I don't even think freaking Peter Lynch was, man, he did say, like, we're like taking breadcrumbs from this guy. We're taking breadcrumbs from him. We're taking breadcrumbs from subdomains. And then, then you have freaking Vivek talking about, you never know. Life may pass you by. Talks about gross margins where gross margins are high. So there it is. Oh, yeah. We appreciate you, Michelle. They love you, Michelle. They love you. Let's see here. Why this is. Michelle is super. Yeah. So, but yeah, honestly though, they should. I mean, honestly, Andrew, I hope you can give them code names. Call them like maybe HUM. I'm just kidding. I don't know, man. I don't know. The thing is, the problem is guys, listen, guys, this is their login. It has to look professional. What are they going to call? What are they going to be like? Elon naming their kids XE505347, right? It's like Michelle is the best wife. I can use some food too, Michelle. Al is a lucky man. I know, right? I'm chilling. I have to tell her no. Don't cook for me. I got it. Right. Hey, wait, hold on. What's this green heart? Are you talking to Pro? Are you talking to Pro? Pro always gives green hearts. Oh no, Pro got there. Right? Pro's watching? Maybe, right? I got a ribeye steak I will cook up. It is great after a workout. Dude, I need to start doing that. Someone brought a T-bone steak today at work. I'm like, okay. All right, guys, so that's all I have. I'm gonna go eat a little bit and then yeah, that's it. We'll do some more due diligence in the channel and we'll see what we can come up with. But as you can see, pretty much what I'm looking for, guys, man, I'm looking for something like in the uppers. Right? Because this thing's gonna explode, guys, and Wheel strategy. We've done that talk with you guys. Wheel strategy, making all that money by properties. You know, Linda's gonna be busy. Linda. So for folks that don't know, Linda helps me with my real estate business, right? And then now she's just assisting me with the L stock trades, right? But Linda, if you're watching this, Linda, please don't quit. Don't quit, Linda. I love you, Linda, right? Belinda, right? Man, Linda, man. Oh, Linda, you know, but you know, I'm gonna give Linda a good cut, right? Linda deserves a good cut, right? So she'll be managing the properties and we'll get you a good cut, Linda, because I'm telling you, we're gonna work the hell out of you, okay? We're gonna work the freaking god out of you once the wheel strategy comes in, right? But it's okay, right? Linda's gonna be making bank, right? All right, so that's fine here, okay? So, oh, look at this. They want to give you 20%. I don't know, man. I don't know. Right? Just buy Nvidia and portfolio will go up, right? That's about it, man. Just buy Nvidia. Just like how people used to say Apple. Listen, Linda. Belinda. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. And Linda can get a Belinda, right? Dude, Linda's gonna get a Lambo by the time this is done, right? All right, guys. Appreciate you all. And I will see you on the next one. Hold up. Yeah. B-Rob raises a good question. Hold on. Okay, so again, Walmart used to maybe want potentially maybe Walmart may have wanted to buy Clover before, but I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Are they going to sell the MA business? Again, this is going to be predetermined by the success of Clover, right? But we will exercise more gray matter on this and we'll think through it, okay? All right, see you guys. Dude, you're the guy who thinks Clover is going to be a reverse stock split. I'm going to start calling you reverse stock split, man. That's it. You're the RS man. All right, peace out, RS man. Have a good day.
Albert Allen's got the secrets in his hand. Retail heroes taking over this land. Trading stocks with a master plan. Fortunes rising on the Clover brand. Numbers going, deals never stop. Bulls are charging, markets gonna pop. Albert's wisdom higher than the top. With Clover Health, we'll hit the jackpot. Fortune calls, Albert leads the way. Retail winners here to seize the day. Clover's Health, dollars gonna sway. In this game, no more bills to pay. we stay strong. Albert's voice guiding us all along. Clover's growth, we're playing like a song. Investing right, never going wrong. Fortune calls, Albert